Salam alaikum. Peace be unto you. You with Abdul Shaheed, your host of Optimal Health on AM 360. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. We give all the praises and the thanks to the Almighty Source Creator, the Creator of everything. Brother and sister, we've often said on this program, we was created that make us part of the creation. There are rules, laws, natural order, the rules of health. They govern the universe, and they also govern our anatomy and physiology, that is, our body. Many different rules and laws, the laws of physics, classical physics, atomic physics, nuclear physics, quantum physics, all regulate the universe. The same laws and rules regulate our body. And when we're in violation, brother and sister, a disease will occur. Or disease can occur. This is where diseases come from. We're in violation. We're not in compliance. Therefore, a penalty is a disease. So if you don't know the natural laws, the natural order of things, and the rules of health, how are you going to be responsible for following the rule, following the law? But nevertheless, ignorant of the law is no excuse. Ignorant of the law is no excuse. So, brother and sister, thank you for joining us here today on a new episode of Optimal Health on AM 360. Absolutely amazing. We value your time and we value your attention. Here on Optimal Health, we talk about and speak on absolutely nothing but about the cells. It's all about the cells. Our cells is in charge of our health. The Almighty created us with cells. And we're made of water and a matrix. We need to understand how we were created and why we were created and where we were placed. What is a human being? Where is a human being? Those questions must be answered if you want to know about how to maintain your health. Those questions must be answered by you and by me. Now we have a school called the American School of Symptometry, not for profit, for teaching people about the cells that we're made of and how to maintain being in compliance on this toxic, predatory, and adversary planet, brothers and sisters. There are toxins and microbes everywhere. They dominate on this planet. They are in charge. They were here before we got here, brothers and sisters. The microbes. They were here before we got here. Things we cannot even see. Fungus, protozoas, worms, parasites, viruses, foodborne viruses, waterborne viruses, airborne viruses, pollution everywhere, toxic waste, toxic metals everywhere. These would be the reason why the person would be sick, brother and sister. No one have told us about how toxic and predatory the earth is. This is why we have to always counterbalance everything that we do. We must include counterbalancing. The earth go counterclockwise. We must balance our movement by going clockwise. If you go in the same direction as the earth, you're going to have vertigo. There's no question. You have violated the natural law. That's what has happened. You violated the natural law. So you have vertigo. You need support. You be dizzy. Not able to walk a straight line because you're in violation. Blood cannot go backwards, must go forward. Human being cannot go backward in time. We must go forward. These are rules that's taught at the American School of Symptometry. laws, natural laws that are taught at the American School of Symptometry. So, brothers and sisters, we thank you once again for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360. Absolutely amazing. We thank you for joining us. So it's going to be just me today with you. Our guest, Ms. Rita Taylor, Certified Symptometry Health Coach, and in the doctorate program along with myself at the American School of Symptometry to become a symptometry doctor, reversing every disease that's presented to us and being able to explain the source of every one of them. So she won't be here with us today. Her topic of discussion was the downside of fruit. We had popular demand from last week, speaking on fruits. So we might talk about fruits in general and try to grab some questions from people if they have a few questions about fruits and why fruits are not recommended by symptomatic science and symptometry. Why? And people love the fruits and vegetables and the food that's killing them. They love them. This is why they die. We're not supposed to be sick and dying. We're supposed to be healthy and alive, living a long, healthy longevity on this planet. That's what the almighty intent was. But I guess the human being had other intent. We headed off in the wrong direction. The almighty put everything here in the ecosystem to solve our every need, every one of them. The solution is already here for us. It's already here. The almighty played tricks. He had the truth in plain sight. It's right there in front of us. He plays the answer to every question inside of us. He plays the solution to every problem inside of us. They're in our genes, brothers and sisters. That's where they're located. Now we have to learn how to beam the information, the vibration from our genes, nuclear histone and histone, to our memory. The American School of Symptometry is helping us to be able to do just that. Absolutely amazing. So we thank you once again for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360. On AM 360. So brothers and sisters, so we'll be sharing information about the downside of eating fruits. And we also will have a topic of discussion as called the longevity formula, hidden in plain sight, for us to live a long time on this planet. Boy, a few things happening to us. Making use of our intuition so we don't be killed by a mentally ill person. Mental illness running rapid on planet Earth. And we know who to blame. So we'll be talking about longevity on this planet. How to have a longevity. It's the formula for longevity hidden in plain sight. Absolutely amazing, brothers and sisters. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to take a short break, but before we do that, we want to share our disclaimer. The information and knowledge shared on optimal health is from the perspective of symptometry and symptomatic science. It is not medical science. It is based on, like we said earlier, natural law. Absolutely amazing. Based on natural law. The law that the Almighty created to produce harmony in the universe. Also used the same pattern, the fitra, to create a human being on that same pattern, brothers and sisters. So we should have peace and harmony and not be at war. Why are we at war with each other? I can tell you why. We can't produce neurons and neurotransmitters. There are 12 neurotransmitters that a human must produce to be human. To be able to negotiate, have empathy for the other party, to respect one another, to not to try to kill each other. We must produce all 12 neurotransmitters for thinking, acetylcholine, for learning, for studying, for reading and writing, for strategizing, understanding, not being envious and jealous. If you don't produce neurotransmitter, you won't become a human being that you would love to see. This is why mental illness is rampant on this planet. Symptomatic science cures all mental illness, brothers and sisters. No psychiatrist and no psychologist has ever cured mental illness because they use pharmaceuticals. Absolutely amazing. Any names and terms used in this presentation are not for self-diagnosis purposes. They further your understanding of the precepts and concept of symptomatic science. Please contact your physician or your healthcare provider for any medical recommendation. For any medical recommendation. So, brothers and sisters, we're trying to hold out and wait and see if we get a few more people on the line before we really start our program in truth. And the topic of discussion will be the downside of fruits, eating them. And we will also be discussing the longevity formula, how to live a long time, what you need to do if you have an intention of living a long time on this planet without a disease and with your health intact. And the formula is hidden in plain sight. This is what the Almighty does. He hides the truth in plain sight. All we have to do is be looking for it. Looking for it. Many of us are looking in the wrong places for the truth. We'll never find it. Allopathic medicine, looking in the wrong places to learn to reverse diseases and heal the body. They're all looking in the wrong places. They never mention the cell. They ignore the cell. As long as they do that, health denied. They will never find the answer. Absolutely amazing. Once again, we thank you for joining us here today on Optima Health on AM 360 with your host, Abdul Shaheed, certified symptometry health coach. So, brothers and sisters, text someone, call someone, do a 2-way or 3-way to let them know that we have Abdul Shaheed and his program on Optima Health on AM 360 going on right now. We'd love for you to join us today, especially today. So we're going to be entertaining as well as educating people, asking you questions as well as you asking me questions. I'll be asking you questions as well. When will you be healthy? That's a question. You can think about it as we go through our program today. When will you be healthy on this toxic, predatory, and adversary planet called Earth? It's toxic. There's pollution everywhere. There's garbage everywhere. There's microbes everywhere. The air is not pure. The water is not pure. The food, of course, we know it's not pure. Once it's processed, preservative must be added by law. All of these things. Preservative, paraben, pesticide, fungus, all these things in the food too. Nothing is pure. The water, the air, the food. So we must have a method to defend ourselves and to protect ourselves That's our responsibility to devise a method to protect ourselves and to protect ourselves. If we don't do it, we're going to die premature death, brothers and sisters, because the cell will be compromised. We already know that the air is not pure. There's all kinds of pollutants, toxic metal, chemicals, formaldehyde. If the home or apartment is burning in the area, formaldehyde is being released by the material being burnt. When carbon is burnt, it releases formaldehyde. Pure and simple in chemistry. Pure and simple. Whatever the material is made of, the atoms that make up the material, the molecules that make up the material, they're going to be released in the atmosphere. And you'll be breathing them. The fires in Canada, the fires in California, the bombs that we have dropped on the other side of the planet. Sooner or later, we'll be breathing that air, the pollution in the air, the oil field that's burning in the Middle East. We're breathing the oil, burning residue left in the air. We'll be breathing it ourselves. It is one earth. Whatever affect one part, sooner or later, going to affect the other part. Just like our body, the same laws and the same rules apply. We know it's all kind of preservative in the food. We already know this. What are you doing when you have to consume the food? You have to eat something. What countermeasures are you taking? So we don't have a guest today, so I'll be talking in general terms when I get to my topic. So the topic we'll be discussing today is taken from the latest article on AMSOS.org. That's the website for the American School of Symptometry, not-for-profit. The latest article posted there is the longevity formula hidden in plain sight. How to live a long time on this planet. What you need to do. Are you willing to do what you need to do to live a long time without a disease, with your health intact? You have to do something. Health is a reward because you did something. It's not just going to happen because we have forces that are working against us. We have constructed energy units that are positive, that work along with us, and we have regressive energy units that work against us, not for us, in most instances. We have to know this, brothers and sisters, so we have to put up an effort. We have to be determined. We have to be determined to beat the odds. See, the Almighty already equipped us with everything to beat the odds. But many of us throw in the towel too soon. We give up too soon because of the way we've been taught. Now we have to re-educate our own self with universal knowledge to counterbalance what we've been taught, what we've been taught. Many of us have tunnel vision, narrow-mindedness. We have to maintain and keep an open mind when it comes to everything. Absolutely amazing, brothers and sisters. We thank you once again for choosing to join us today here on Optimal Health on AM 360 with your brother Abdul Shaheed, certified symptometry health coach. We're going to take a quick break. In the meantime, text someone, call someone, do a two-way or three-way. Let them know that we are on live and also live on YouTube. Optimal Health on AM 360. We'll be back talking about what optimal health really is and what you have to do to achieve it, what rules and laws you have to keep in compliance. what work that has to be done to reverse your diseases. That's work, heavy lifting. You have to do it. If you don't, too bad. You won't be sticking around too long. I'm just telling the truth. So I can help you to do something about it. We have the knowledge, brothers and sisters, to reverse every disease, every condition, especially our mental condition, our emotional condition. Our mind is very, very important, but it's connected to our brain. And we have to take care of our brain. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to take a break and we should be right back. Thank you.
Every anomaly has a cause. For generations, we've only scratched the surface of understanding mental health. Dr. Maxwell Nardi, using the pioneering science of symptometry, delves deeper than ever before. Catering to the needs of cells and blood, not just symptoms. With a fresh new approach, uncover the building blocks of your health. Redefining health science. Discover the underlying causes of mental anomalies. The book that's changing everything we know about health. Available now. Take charge of your health journey.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. You with Abdul Shaheed, the host of Optimal Health on AM 360. We thank you so very much for joining us today. Brothers and sisters, we have the ability to fortify ourselves against diseases. Absolutely amazing. We can fortify our blood, we can fortify our cells, we can fortify our DNA. Amazing. Against diseases. And this is what we have the ability to do, but it takes great knowledge to do it. This is why we have a school called the American School of Symptometry. Now I'm teaching people about health and where health comes from. Absolutely amazing. Optimal health is the natural ability for all of the body parts to resist diseases by making the body resistant to microbes and parasites, as well as toxic metal, radiation, poison, toxic alkaloid, and acid. It requires mastering the rules of health, the iron rule, the speed law, the weakness law, the pH rule, and the natural law, like we mentioned earlier. Therefore, optimal health must be earned. It is not inherent. Brothers and sisters, we inherit recessive genes from our ancestors, the mistakes they made. All activity, life activity of a human being is stored and recorded in the histones of our genes. And we have the genes of our ancestors. So all of their mistakes, we inherit them. That's why many of us manifest their diseases. So, brothers and sisters, one can say that a human being is a continuation of the past in their present body. That's what we are. We want to understand what is a human being? A human being is an energy-dependent, carbon-based, biological creature made of cells and a matrix. And we are of high maintenance. It takes high maintenance. We've been misled to believe it takes low maintenance. That we don't have to do anything. but drink water, eat food, and go to the bathroom a few times a day, and we'll be healthy. No, no, and no. It's more than that. We have many forces and negative energy working against us. And many of us inherit weak recessive genes. Two types of genes, dominant ones and recessive ones. And symptometry can help us do our best to prevent those recessive genes from being turned on. But we have to do something about it. We have to learn about scientific cooking and eating. We have to learn something about how to protect our cells. What kind of water the person should be drinking, how much water the person should be drinking, how to remove garbage, sedimentary sludge, end-up substance, concretion, how to reverse calcification throughout the body, especially our brain, how to produce all 12 neurotransmitters. So we'll be on a paradigm of a human being. Rather than that other being. Because some of the people in our lineage were some horrible people. They did some horrible things. And their action was recorded and stored in the histone of their genes. And now we are using those genes. We inherit the genes of our ancestors, brothers and sisters. We are the continuation of our past in the present body. Think about that. So we activate those genes. You think it's you? Oh, it'll be a distant ancestor that you don't even know. Many of our ancestors, they don't have to be even distant. We don't know them. Some of them are alive still, and we don't know them. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So there's a lot to learn, brothers and sisters. And we have a school called American School of Symptometry that's helping us to be able to get the education we need so we can keep living without a disease. If you have diseases, we can reverse them. Don't be satisfied with having a chronic disease. But if you only go to a physician or herbalist or chiropractor or Chinese traditional medicine practitioner, naturopathic, homeopathic, osteopathic, if you go to those practitioners, they're going to be treating symptoms, and eventually your cell will stop dividing. If your cells stop dividing, brothers and sisters, that means your disease is going to become chronic. Cell must always divide, producing essential, brain, body, and cell essential to maintain normalcy. If not, your disease is going to become chronic. It doesn't stop there. If you don't satisfy the needs of the cells to help them to divide again, your disease is going to become more and more chronic until your life is at stake, premature death. The Almighty intended for us to live a long time with our health on this planet. He put everything here to satisfy and reverse every anomaly, every disease. It's already here. He put it here before he created us to ensure that we had everything we needed to maintain our health, because that's the most important thing. Doesn't matter whatever endeavor we engage in, if we ignore our health, we won't reach our fullest potential. Impossible. Because any disease that you will have will sooner or later become a mental illness. It's going to affect the quality of your brain. And the brain is needed for producing neurotransmitter, neurons. If you can't do that, mental illness, that's what's going to follow. You'll be hearing voices, seeing images, becoming forgetful, senile, then full-blown Alzheimer, that's what's going to happen. Someone will have to take care of you, they'll institutionalize you and give you drugs. And after that, it's over for you as a person. You lose your personality. You won't be a person anymore. Brother and sister, I'm talking like this because I want to wake people up. We want to share the knowledge of optimal health. And we have to fully be engaged in it. We have to have a paradigm shift. If we don't have a paradigm shift, whose fault is it if you're sick? Then you go to the wrong practitioner. I'm not saying those practitioners do not have a purpose or function. They do. You have to know what it is. I have to know what it is. And that's how we make the best use of them. And we can't be afraid, brothers and sisters. We have to produce dopamine, so we have the courage to do what we have to do. But not enough people produce the dopamine. They're scared. They have to do what their mother and their father and their parent and their grandparents said, even though they made mistakes, even though they didn't have enough knowledge. Well, you still have to follow someone with no knowledge. That's what happened to us, brothers and sisters. That's what happened for generations. And I'm not going to just say since slavery. It probably happened before slavery. That's why we end up in slavery. People didn't have their head on straight. Because if it did, slavery never happened to us. We never asked that question. Why? What happened? Where was the protection? Well, somebody couldn't strategize enough that we eating the wrong food. We couldn't defend ourselves. So we have inherit the same condition. We will keep repeating the past, brothers and sisters, until we break from it. How do you break from the past? I know some of these are tough questions. Nevertheless, we have to answer them if we want to break from the past. We have to do things that nobody has ever done. We have to gain knowledge, have a paradigm shift. We can't just keep going on just to get along. If not, we'll continue to repeat the past in our current body. That's what has been happening for generation and generation, brothers and sisters. Let me see if I can share my screen. And we're going to talk a little bit about fruits, the downside of eating fruits. And I hope some people have questions and I can get you to participate. Hope we can. But we'll see how this goes. We have plenty of time. It's just me, Brother Abdul Shaheed, the certified centimeter health coach, with you today. Mrs. Rita had an emergency, and Mrs. Yvette Dean, her schedule changed. So you're stuck with me today. So we'll be discussing the downside of eating fruits, as well as the longevity formula, how to live a long time on this planet. That's hidden in plain sight. That's where the Almighty always places the truth, right in plain sight. It's right there. Like he playing a joke on us or something. The Almighty has to be a comic, because he plays a lot of jokes on people, on humans. He gave us everything, and we still have all these problems. Amazing. We are gifted, brothers and sisters. The Almighty gifted us with life. What are we doing with it? What are we doing? What is our purpose? We have to answer all these questions. At some point, we're going to be held accountable. That's why we're here. We didn't come on our own, we were sent. And there's a reason behind being sent. Amazing. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen right quick. we're going to talk a little about the downside of eating fruits. The downside of eating fruits. I'm sorry, I enlarged that a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. There we are. The downside of fruit eating. Brothers and sisters, we shared on our screen. We have strawberries, blackberries, some grapes. Those things, people love those things. Well, we get a lot of energy. We get vitamin C. We get folic acid. Yeah, they're loaded with microbes, fungus, worms, citrus acid. They're loaded with all of those things as well. And then you have the pesticide, the fungus side, the rodent side, the coal tar derivative from them to produce the pesticide, the herbicide. They're reduced to coal tar derivatives. That will be in your blood. What we eat, what we drink, and the chemical and substance we expose ourselves to will eventually find their way into our blood. You have to take countermeasures, brothers and sisters, if you eat these fruits. Here's why, because we are made of acid. What do you mean we're made of acid? I can confirm and verify that we're made of acid. What do you think DNA stands for? DNA, that last A, that A in DNA stands for acid, deoxyribonucleic acid. And we never thought about that. RNA, ribonucleic acid. That's our foundation. Acid. Now, this citrus fruit have citrus acid. It's loaded. Many people get their vitamin C from citrus acid. Our own cell in the energy producing mechanism, the energy cycle, releases a byproduct called citrus acid in the Krebs cycle or the citric acid cycle. We already made of acid. In order to produce energy, our mitochondria release more acid. And then you're going to consume more acid. What does that mean? What do acid do? It burns like you know what. It burns up neurons, neurotransmitter, hormones, enzyme. That's what's happening when you add fruits to your diet. We're already made of acid, brothers and sisters. Oh, we have to eat alkaline food. Tell me an alkaline food. If you believe you have to eat alkaline food, unmute your line and tell me what alkaline food. What food are you going to eat that's alkaline? And verify and confirm to me that it's alkaline. I'm waiting. Speaking on the downside of fruit eating, drinking fruit juices, orange juice, strawberry juice, grape juice, lemonade, all these juices and fruits killing us. That's why you have to have a knee replacement, a hip replacement, ligament, tendon, cartilage being burnt up by acid. We are acidic, brothers and sisters. The DNA and the RNA proves it. There are only a few places in a man and a couple of places in a woman that is alkaline. And the cell produced the alkalinity, not man. The cells produce the alkalinity, not man. If you try to produce the alkalinity, you're going to overdo it. And that's what happens. We suffer from alkalosis because the pH must maintain balance, not alkalize the body. You can never alkalize the body anyway. We're made of acid. And if you over alkalize a certain portion, a certain part, like your blood, over alkalize it, then you're going to be in trouble. You're setting the stage for microbes to live in it. You're setting the stage for the blood to run, to move and circulate too slow. You need to move with speed. So alkalosis, too much alkalinity would be a problem. Acidosis rather, will also be a problem. So it has to be normal. It has to be pH balanced. This is what the nutrition and the dietitian did not tell us. pH balance. We're made of acid. And plants also have DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. They also have RNA, ribonucleic acid. That's what it says. How can we deny it? The truth is hidden in plain sight, like I said before. That's what the Almighty does. You always put the truth right in plain sight, so it's undeniable. We just have not been paying attention. We've been listening to the wrong people. So if you add additional acid, then we're going to suffer from acidosis. Burning up everything when they're not supposed to be. Because we don't understand what a fruit is. We don't understand that we should avoid them. But our ancestors, 4 million years ago, headed off in the wrong direction. That's what happened. And they ignored the cell. They ignored the cell. And even today, after 4,000 years of allopathic medicine being in charge, we still have been ignoring the cell. The cells are in charge. The Almighty put them in charge. They are in charge of our health, brothers and sisters. Our health comes from where? Come from the cells. Does not come from exercising. Does not come from eating fruits and vegetables. Does not come from walking 4, 3, 5 miles a day. No, indeed. It comes from the cells. Doesn't come from any special food. Come from the cells. Every health-related issue goes back to the well-being of our cells, brothers and sisters. This is what we know, and we're sharing it with you. And you might think it's not the truth, but it is the truth. I'm sure everyone wants to be healthy, get their health back. Every one of us. And we don't want to succumb to our diseases. Absolutely amazing. We do not want to succumb to our diseases. If we do, it's our fault. Who can you blame? It's our fault. You cannot blame anyone. Can't blame the physician. Can't blame our mom and dad. Can't blame your sisters and your brothers. You cannot blame anyone. We have to accept full responsibility, brothers and sisters. This is what we have to do for our own life, for our own health. And we have to work on it. We have to counterbalance everything. We have to take countermeasure for living on this planet. And when it comes to food, we have to take countermeasures. And we learn how to do that at the American School of Symptometry. And I'm sharing a lot of the information with you on this program weekly. Weekly. Absolutely amazing. Just a few more points about the downside of fruit eating. The truth has been whitewashed, brothers and sisters. It's been whitewashed. Just a few statistics that were shared last week by Ms. Rita, our returning guest. Last year, over 4 million cataract surgery. You eat fruits, you love fruit. Eye disease, cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration. All of these eye problems, brothers and sisters, because the person loves to eat fruits. They don't think this is the case, but oh, it's the case. 4 million cataract surgery, 458,254 hip replacement surgery, and 800,213 knee replacement surgery were performed in the United States alone, just in the United States. And this is because people are walking blind, the blind leading the blind, totally ignorant of the root cause of joint problems and arthritis and orthopedics, surgeon, love preying on the masses because of their ignorance. They're not going to tell you the cause. They're going to keep performing surgery. They're not going to educate you as to what happened. They're going to keep performing surgery. Symptometry is all about enlightening the individual, giving you a cogent explanation that makes sense. Every disease has a source, brother and sister. Something caused it. It came from somewhere. Something happened. And it can be explained. Symptometry is all about enlightenment, not booby-trapping the person, not booby-trapping ignorant people. This is what happened in allopathic medicine, brothers and sisters. If it's not the case, unmute yourself and explain it to me. It's been happening for over 4,000 years. Allopathic medicine has been in charge of healthcare on this planet. And people are getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And people are succumbing to their disease. We're not supposed to succumb to a disease. Not at all. Because if you learn better and if you know better, you're supposed to do better. But who's teaching? The vitamin issue. What else besides vitamins are in fruit and juices? Symptometry did chromatography analysis to see what else was in fruits other than vitamin C. People don't know. Are people aware of the acid that are in fruits and juices? And the preservative by law that must be in all canned, box, and bottled juices? People don't know. More chemicals. Therefore, natural fruit and juices contain acid, and canned, boxed, and bottled juices also contain acid and must also have preservative. We have to add chemical to them to preserve them. So we don't have epidemic all over the place. Natural fruit and juices contain these acids and preservatives. Acid release hydrogen ion, and hydrogen ion burn everything, brother and sister. Like I said earlier, I'm giving you the answer. They burn cartilage, tendon, ligament, hamstring, pathway, neurons, neurotransmitter, enzyme, hormone. Burn them up. Are you replacing them daily? Are you taking countermeasures? That's the question. The bond of the preservative must be broken so they don't keep destroying us and destroying our cells. We must break the bond to allow them to liquefy. Here's a question, brother and sister. Are fruits and juices consumer aware of these truths? No, people are not aware. Nobody told them. Nobody educated them. All they know is that fruits are natural and juices are squeezed from fruit, making them natural as well. Absolutely amazing. This is what happened. This is what people believe. Nutritionists can't tell you the whole truth about fruits and juices either because they like the tools to deconstruct fruits and vegetables. Fruits and juices. They don't have the tools to deconstruct them. Symptometry has the tool, the chromatography analysis, the tool to look into them and break them down and see what else are in them besides vitamin C. This has been a problem for centuries. So should we allow that to hold us back because they have a problem? No way. Now we have the truth, brother and sister, about what's in fruits and what's in juices. We have the scientific tools to use to deconstruct all of them. Use liquid chromatography to deconstruct them. And Dr. Maxwell Nardi has been doing research for years now. 34 years of research. What's in fruits? What's in vegetables? What's in the other food? What's in the water? The quality of the air we breathe. All of these things. Deconstructed food in a laboratory. So we can see the alkaloids, the poison, the toxic, the plant diseases. You take the fruit and it has a disease and you juice it. What are you going to do about it? You're going to drink it? You're going to consume it? The peanut has black mold. They're going to make peanut butter out of it. You won't even know the difference. You're going to eat the peanut butter? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. We have to avoid certain foods if you want your health to be optimized. We have to avoid them. We have sorbitol in all fruits and vegetables. That is a sugar alcohol. It causes cataract and glaucoma, macular degeneration. So there's no wonder that a person have eye problems after eating fruits for decade upon decade. Sorbitol displaces glutathiones in the lens of the eye, causing cataracts. Since glutathione is responsible for transporting amino acids across cell membrane, its removal causes cells to be deprived of amino acids. Here's the question. Can a fruit eater or juice drinker produce collagen to repair damaged collagen, cartilage, tendon, ligament, synovial membrane in their joint? Anyone have an answer? Unmute yourself and give us the answer. Can a fruit eater or juice drinker produce collagen to repair damaged cartilage, tendon, ligament, synovial membrane in their joints? Well, of course, the answer is no, and no, and no. So you be going to the physician, to the surgeon for replacement, hip replacement, knee replacement, all the other issues. And you're an athlete, you have problem with your ligament, your tendon. It affects everyone. Nobody's special. You're human. So it affects you. If you consume fruits and fruit juices, it doesn't matter. Absolutely amazing, brother and sister. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, brothers and sisters, if you have a question, just unmute yourself. You can ask your question. We would love to hear from you. It's just Abdul Shaheed here today. So if you have a question, you're able to unmute your line and ask your question. And we've been talking about the downside of fruit eating. Okay, we have a hand raised. Last four number is 7888. You're going to meet yourself and ask your question. Thank you for joining us here today on Optima Health on AM 360. Go right ahead. I don't hear you. Seems like something's going on with your device. We can't hear you. Still don't hear you.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Now we can
I'm working with it. You give me now? Okay, praise be to Allah. Yeah, what it is in the processing of the fruit, or just the fruits themselves?
The fruit themselves, what they're made of. They have strong
Oh, okay.
acid. They have strong acid. They have sugar alcohol like xylitol. And they have
Yeah,
citrus acid. Some of them have citrus acid. Some have malic acid. Some have formic acid. Some have tolerant acid. All these acids are strong. And we already, I said earlier,
right,
that we are made of acid. Our foundation is acidic. And then we add more acid. That's the problem.
right,
Our DNA is a acid. RNA.
right,
Nobody ever brought this to our attention. RNA, ribonucleic acid. That is our foundation. This is how the Almighty intended for it to be. And then we add
right.
additional acid that breaks down
Mm,
everything. We know acid does what? It burns, right?
yeah.
That's what happened to your ligament. I gave some statistics earlier about how many knee
Yeah.
replacements, how many cataract surgery was done.
I have two knee replacements, and
Yes.
also right now I have a spinal stenosis, a severe spinal stenosis
Yeah, narrowing
right
of the
now.
spine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
We're not supposed to end up with these things. They lied to us. We're
Yeah.
not supposed to have any of these sickness. It is because of our chaotic eating, and nobody ever broke down the food that we're eating to see the acid. Centometry have a chromatography machine. We do chromatography analysis to deconstruct the fruits, to deconstruct vegetables, to deconstruct food, to see what it really is made of. They cannot lie once you
Mm.
deconstruct it. Isn't that a smart thing to do?
You can all good science, I'll tell you that. Praise
Absolutely.
be to Allah.
So this is what we have to do. It's not that uh, we have to choose what food we're going to consume to be healthy.
Right.
See, there's no perfect food on this planet for health. Food is to give
Okay.
us sustainable energy, no more, no less. It is not for health.
Uh,
If you want to be healthy, there are other things that you have to do. Food is not one of them. Food gives us energy, sustainable energy. You can eat anything, have that. But if you want to be healthy, you have
Okay.
to deconstruct the food before you consume it. And many people do not have enzymes to digest the food that they are eating. Therefore, the residue of the food is still in their blood, circulating, slowing the blood down. The blood must move at the speed of light, that is very fast. But if you don't have the enzyme to digest the food, then what happens? It slows the blood down. And that's what's happening. So food should be deconstructed scientifically before you eat it. And that's what Centami have done. Centami have a book with 45 safe consumable on this planet for a human being to consume. They're in that book. And then you need to know how to cook the food. Eat no raw food. All food has to be cooked. We do not have the enzyme to digest and break down raw food. That's for a goat or rabbit or cow. They have those special enzymes. We do not. But someone told us, oh, if we don't eat, if we cook the plant and we don't eat them raw, then we won't get the plant enzyme. They never told us that we don't need plant enzyme. Our own cell produce our enzyme that we need. And when they cannot do it, we're going to be sick for that reason. So you just confirmed that eating fruits will cause these problems. So you had cataract surgery?
No, no, but I didn't. Like I said, I had a new two knee replacements. I'm dealing with that severe, and like I said, I ain't like I was doing no hard work or nothing. So
What kind of fruit were you eating? Can
beginner,
you tell us what kind of fruit were you eating?
well, basically fruit cocktails.
Oh, a whole
The
mixture
fruit
of fruit.
cocktail. And bananas, yeah, and the bananas.
See, the banana is loaded with xylitol. And then if that fruit cocktail, they usually have grapes in there. That's
Grapefruit,
another
a lot of
bad
grapefruit.
acid. Malic acid, tartaric acid in grapes. Real strong acid. And they eat away the cartilage, the ligament, the tendon, the synovial membrane in your knee. It would eat it away, burn it, not eat it, burn it. Burn it up. And that's what happened. You're not supposed to have a knee replacement and hip replacement, and then they put replacement in. It's not natural.
Oh, that's right.
And then you're gonna have scar tissue from the surgery. What do you do about the scar tissues?
Right. Nothing is there.
Exactly. So sometimes you have particularly to ionize the scar tissue. So circulation could resume so the nerve grows back into their shafts so you don't have all those funny feelings. And then you will have motor neurons trying to operate movement in your knee. If they're not there being produced, you still won't have movement in your knee, even though you have a knee replacement.
Yeah. Yeah, I be feeling like electric, electric shocks or something
Exactly,
like
because
that.
the nerves and the muscles,
Yeah.
the nerves and the muscles are there, and then the nerve did not grow back in that shaft because you did not come to symptometry to ionize the scar tissue. Your physician, he just did the surgery. He didn't tell you anything else.
I didn't. You right?
It's completely unnecessary. Our body produces everything for us. We just have to help the cells to do it. And the first thing that we can do is modify our chaotic eating to scientific eating. A certified symptometry health coach, someone like myself, can help you with that. Because all food is not the same, all water is not the same, all fruits and vegetables are not the same, all oils are not the same. You have to know which one to eat and consume and which one to avoid. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got it. I'm just in my mind now. when and how will I make the change? I'm gonna have to change some days, and I just got to deal with it.
Yeah, that's the mindset. That's the
Yeah, it
paradigm
got to
shift
be
that we
dealt
talked
with. It
about.
got to be dealt with. It
Yes,
got to be
sir.
dealt with. So you have a book. How much the book cost?
Well, you can go to Amazon and pick up the book, The Downside of Nutrition, for about $20, $25, something like that.
That's all. Oh man, what the
And
name of it?
you're having it in a couple of days.
Okay, what the name of it?
uh,
What is the name of the book?
that what to consume is one of the books. It's called What to
What you
Consume, the safest
consume?
consumable for man to eat. I'm gonna see if I can share it with you.
Okay.
What to consume. I think I got my copy right
Yeah.
here. Let's see if I can find it right quick.
What?
Hold on a second.
What to consume? And that by Professor Naughty.
Absolutely, Dr. Norty.
How you spell his last?
Last name Nartey. That's the book right
Okay, I
there.
need to do
You
that.
see that?
Okay.
What to consume.
Yeah.
This is an old
I was
edition.
talking to Sister Now. I was talking to Sister Now about the program, right? And
Yes.
I remember I first came on real excited, and then came adversarial, and I told her, I said, if I get into it, I'm gonna have to go all the way with it, and probably become a coach or something. I was
Yeah,
talking
that's
for the
what you should
program.
do.
That's how I am. I'm saying, but that's how I am as a person. You see. So
Absolutely. That's what you should do.
yeah,
Because it makes so much
yeah,
sense to do it.
yeah, it does. I bet as well. I'm just like,
It makes so
okay,
much sense to do it.
okay,
And
Amazon, okay. Got
so that's one of the books Dr. Naughty has written. Many, many
another one.
books. Well, the
Oh yeah,
downside,
okay,
you'll see the downside of nutrition there as well. It talks about the
okay,
downside of nutrition. See, nutrition has an upside and it also has a downside. There's a downside to
okay,
eating. But your nutrition,
okay,
your dietitian will not talk about the downside
okay. Got
of
that.
eating food. But there's a book, The Downside of Nutrition, by Dr. Maxwell Norty. They'll give you a lot of insight into what we're speaking about.
What about what about vegetables? You know, my diet right now basically consists of fish, green, vegetables, and salmon and sardines. That's basically how I eat.
Yes. Well, the problem is there's no perfect food on this planet. There's a problem
Right,
with everything. So now you have to do what? You have to take countermeasures. What are you doing to be healthy? And when will you be healthy?
right.
See, you have to take countermeasures. And Thomas is teaching you these countermeasures to take. So we,
That's something now. That's something now. I mean, you telling me this, right? You telling me this, right? And
yes,
my mind telling me, what you gonna do with that?
exactly. I'm
And
giving you the answer.
yeah, yeah. I shouldn't have been what I was gonna do. Just do it.
Exactly.
Crazy that.
So now you
Yeah,
have a
should have been
certified
done.
symptometry health course that can help you.
Okay,
And then we have countermeasures you can take, things you can do every day because we have to eat food. We live on a toxic planet. There's microbes running around infecting everyone. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and just let them kill you? No, we can do something about it. This is the thing. The Almighty equipped us in such a way we don't even have to. We're not even supposed to have a disease. But since we are not knowledgeable of what to do, that's how we get diseases. And we run to the physician
right,
and they make matters worse for us, not better. No one is getting better after leaving the physician. I'm just telling you, because the physician
right.
stop cell division. If your cells stop dividing, you're going to be sicker.
Yeah, because I had two. Well, this is what I'm dealing with right now. Coming up probably in February. I don't think it might not come up now. Dealing with my with prostate and bladder condition,
Absolutely. I
And
can tell you what the
I
problem
had the
is.
last surgery I had there. My bladder, my prostate, and I think my bladder had connected, and they had to shave some of it off. What they call a tape operation. It didn't do no good.
No,
It just
treating
not
symptoms.
at all.
treating symptoms,
Mm-hmm.
you had to go to the source. The source is the sedimentary sludge in your bladder, has to be ionized, removed. Same thing with your prostate. That garbage there from the day you were born. And because your
How
mother
do I
made
do that?
mistakes, say again,
I do what do I use to deal with that?
particulates, subatomic particles. It has to pressurize and force to remove the garbage. Here I keep saying countermeasures. The Almighty has gifted us with countermeasures to correct our mistakes. Every day, there's something that you can do to reverse these things instead of allowing them to get worse and worse and more chronic. So it would end up taking your life if you don't do something.
Yeah. Do you have a book? You have a book on that too? Countermeasures. I mean, I'm trying to, in other words, I want to start doing it, and probably at the end of the month, I need to start. I could do it a little bit now, but I can do a
Yes.
countermeasure if I could have the book, and then I can start,
Yeah,
start reading it.
you need a live person,
Change
a model, myself, a certified centometry health coach. That's who you need. And I'm going to give my contact information before the program is over, how to
Okay.
contact me. And then I will tell you everything.
All right.
The countermeasure, something that you can do every day to reverse these conditions and symptoms. How that sound?
All right, Abdul Shaheed. That's
Yes.
today, right?
Your prostate,
all right.
it needs to be clean. It needs to be removed the garbage. That's the concretion there.
Yeah.
Every time our cells divide, they leave behind concretion. It is your responsibility to sweep them away, to remove them.
Right.
If you don't remove them, they accumulate over time. This is what causes enlarged prostate. Concretion from
Wow.
cell division, calcification because oxygen have been blocked, sedimentary sludge from the food that you've been eating is in the fiber of your prostate. You never remove them. The water you drink has toxic metal and other substance in it. Do you cook with tap water? What kind of oil do you cook with? And I got a list for you to
Wow.
ask questions, and then you would
Yeah,
tell
I see
me
that.
exactly why you have what you have.
Right.
That's how it's done.
Yeah.
Then we will have the
And,
particulates or the symptometry or citrus turingo that can help you on a daily basis. It's something you can
yeah.
do every day to begin to remove and start cleaning up your cells. It is our responsibility, nobody told us, that we must keep our cells clean in order for them to function. Our cells can do everything, but they have to.
I know they're powerful. Huh?
They are super intelligent, but they need our
Yeah.
protection. So we're
Okay.
going to give our contact information,
That's
and,
a go.
and
Yeah.
you just give me a call.
We
And then
will do.
we'll start from there. We have other books that we'll recommend from Dr. Maxwell Norton. We're going to
Okay.
share a couple of other on the program today before we depart. Okay. You have another question?
Okay. Now this is good. This is enough for now. But I'm a follow through.
Excellent. Give us your name again. I didn't hear your name the first time.
That's Bilal Abdullah, Kareem Abdullah.
Okay, Brother Bilal. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you sharing.
I'm glad I joined.
And unmuting, talking to us. We appreciate it very much. Salam alaikum.
Allahu Akbar.
Salaam alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Sister Amina. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today here on Optimal Health on AM 360. You have a question or comment?
Yes, I have both. I definitely need your help. I'll be calling you and your wife.
Please do.
Soon.
We have something for you too. We have something for you.
Yes, I need some help, and I want that supplement what you were just talking about. The Turingo.
Turingo. It's Centometer Citrus Turingo. That's what it's called. We're going to be more talking about it within the next few minutes.
I need it.
Yes.
Because what I'm dealing with is my bone health. I gotta reverse this that's going on with me.
Exactly.
And I fell again. I fell.
Wow.
So I went to the emergency room over the weekend. I got myself to the emergency room, and because I fell, slipped and fell coming out of my shower, my tub.
That is the worst thing for a senior citizen. The worst thing.
I know. I got it. Oh my goodness. So
we have to do something about
they
that.
gave me. Yes, I definitely need to get a consultation with you and Dr. Narty or you or whoever can help. I need to reverse this because this is getting to be a problem.
Oh, yeah, it's a problem. Not going anywhere until you do something. Take countermeasures. You have to take
yes, and
measures.
also I was diagnosed with spinal stenosis in my back and shoulders a while ago.
What did your physician say that caused it?
Well, they didn't say. That's what I'm saying. I've been diagnosed. They
never tell you what
referred me
caused
to it. I know, and that's why I need you all's
right
help.
now what caused it, Sister Amina. Lack of oxygen in the spine.
Okay.
That because of blockages, sedimentary sludge, inert substance, calcification, things not moving. The cells are on lockdown. Nothing can get into them and nothing can get out of them. If you give me a moment, I'm going to show you a picture. At the cellular level, what happens when the cells are on lockdown?
I can't see anything on my phone or on my whatever.
Other people will be able to see it. Other people will be able to see it.
Okay.
Okay, but you can keep talking. I'm going to see if I can share my screen right quick.
Yes, sir.
Other people will benefit from what you're saying. And
I definitely need help. And I know I've gotten a consultation with Dr. Narty a while ago, but I need to update. I need to revisit that because I definitely
on them. You need
to I need the particulars. I need the Tarango. I need everything. So
you can take countermeasure.
Yes.
On our screen right now.
And what I wanted to say is that when I first was diagnosed with the spinal stenosis in my back and shoulders, I was referred by my primary care doctor to a what do you call the doctors? I can't think now, but anyway, they referred me to a doctor who they did all these analysis and took all these ultrasounds on my, and they asked, what kind of work did you used to do? And as you all know, you and your wife know, I have been a nursing assistant, in the healthcare in nursing homes for many years. So all of that wear and tear on my physical body. Is that's what's going on.
Absolutely.
It's basically breaking down.
I'm sharing on that screen.
So I have to reverse that. And what I want to do is, avoid anything that has to do with, I'm not doing any surgery. The doctor they referred me to, I had to end up reporting him. Why? Because he had his medical staff robocalling me. This was a long time ago when I first was diagnosed, where they said, you have to do surgery. We sent your medical records to a third-party surgeon, and you have to go and get surgery. I said, no, I do not. I said, first of all, you violated the law, HIPAA. I said, you're not supposed to send any medical records of anybody to a third party without the consent of, I said, you didn't get my consent nor my knowledge of it. And how dare you? And they kept telling me, you have to do. I said, no, I do not. I said, you all are going to get fired. I said, because I'm reporting you, and I reported them to the medical board. And what I'm saying is that I don't know whether that doctor is still in practice, but the point being is that they recommended that I get surgery. And I said, I'm not going to get any surgery. First of all, nobody had a right to send my records to any third party. Who are you to do that? So I'm just saying, you know, I've been suffering ever since, you know.
Absolutely.
I no longer go to that doctor. A long time ago, I reported that. But the point is that I've gone through trying to go to other doctors, and I've gone to a chiropractor.
It's not going to matter
a few times.
It's not going to matter.
But that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. So I need symptometry's help. I need symptometry's help.
Yeah, you have to take action.
Yeah, I want to go the route of symptometry to help me. So that's what I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so very much for joining us. We're sharing on our screen now the plasma membrane of the cells. Plasma membrane. And you see in the left part of this, those people who are watching, all the sedimentary sludge on the left side of this slide, the garbage, the sedimentary sludge, the end up substance, the poison, the toxin, all this is blocking the cell membrane. They're on lockdown. Look what kind of shape they're in. Look at the shape of the pathways over here to the right, much better. Nutrients are coming into the cell and the toxin and waste being released from the cell. This is how it's supposed to be. Over here, nothing is taking place. Nothing is happening. The membrane, which must produce phospholipase in order to make the membrane permeable. So nutrients and resources float into the cell and toxic waste being released from the cell, just like on the right side here. So like on the right side, this must happen 24/7. And when the cells cannot do this, they'll be on lockdown. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out, and the cell cannot divide, making the person disease chronic. This is what it would look like on a microscopic level. The cells are so tiny, and a billion of them will be compromised. They'll be on lockdown. They cannot function. So therefore, they cannot help you. And you see all this toxic that's in the cytoplasm will end up going into the nucleus where you find the DNA, the chromosome, and chromatin. And that's going to make the problem even worse. The DNA will become fragmented and the gene will never release the instruction for the cells to have to produce what needs to be produced to replace and repair everything. It's not going to happen, brothers and sisters. Won't be able to do it. This is why you need symptometry and be able to take counter measures. We had another hand that was up. I'm sorry.
Yes, alhamdulillah. You know, I have the same thing. Sister Amina got. I got severe spinal stenosis, and when I'm in New Orleans, back here in New Orleans now, and yes. That's what I was gonna deal with the bladder and the stenosis thing now. And I don't really have no doctor, so I don't need no doctor now. So I'm gonna work with you and get that taken care of.
Alhamdulillah.
Because that's all they was giving me. In fact, I suppose they called. They took what they did about a month or so. They took a blood test on me to see whether or not for pain management, whether or not I have any drugs in my system. That's what that's all about. And so I suppose they called them back. In fact, I suppose they called them back at the end of this month, and they were going to start dealing with steroid shots or should I have surgery. So all that gone now. So praise be to Allah. That's it.
They're going to add more garbage to your system, more sedimentary sludge.
I know it. Got it.
Thank you so very much for sharing, Brother Bilal. Thank you so very much.
Alhamdulillah.
Excellent. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to take a short break and we'll be coming right back. Thank you for joining us here on Optimal Health on AM 360. People need to be active, proactive. We can take countermeasures to balance out all of the negativity, all of the misdiagnosis, all of the things that have been happening to us. But if we don't take measure, countermeasure, nothing is going to change. This is how we change what's been happening to us. Can we separate from our past? Can we break from our past? Yes, but it takes knowledge to do it. Otherwise, we repeat what our ancestors, people before us, has been doing. That's what life becomes, a repetition of the past in your current body. So we have to break from it by getting new knowledge, new information, and we have it today. Allopathic medicine has been in charge of healthcare for thousands of years in the world. And people are getting sicker and sicker and sicker. They only treat symptoms and they shut down and prevent cell division. As long as you're under their care, your cell will not divide, making your disease more and more chronic, and eventually your life will be at stake. I'm telling you the process. And they cannot argue with the process that I'm telling you. They cannot. It's verifiable science. We can show them under the microscope to magnify things 50 million times and show them the evidence. That's what we're able to do today, brothers and sisters. We're going to take a short break. Thank you for joining us here on Optimal Health with your host, Abdul Shaheed, Certified Symptometry Health Coach. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Maxwell Narty, inventor of symptometry and symptomatic science, and founder of the American School of Symptometry. In my previous discussion, I defined a human being as the intersection of the visible and invisible, manifesting as a carbon-based, high maintenance, and energy-dependent biological existence made of a matrix and cells. Also, I explained why I had to invent symptometry and symptomatic science. For those who missed the introductory remarks, I would like to remind you that I invented symptometry and symptomatic science to fill the vacuum that allopathic medicine and all the branches of alternative medicine created. They created this vacuum by focusing on disease that comes from the Greek word pathos, and on prioritizing technology over ourselves and energy. This was the vacuum they created. So now I had to fill this vacuum. I fill this vacuum with what? I fill the vacuum by focusing on the cells and on energy. Yes, no one talks about energy when it comes to cellular health. We in symptometry will keep focusing on energy, on cellular health. And this is the piece of the puzzle that was missing. I am not interested in solar energy and mitochondrial energy. Not one bit. This is because They are not healing energies, and they do not support the healing process. All you have to do is get out on a sunny day, walk on the beach, drive around, and you will have a certain amount of solar energy. Also, all you have to do is eat food, any kind of food, and drink water, and you have mitochondrial energy. These are not healing energies, and they do not support healing. This is why I am not interested in them. Anybody can have them. What I'm interested in is the Memorandum of Understanding. Some of you may have heard it for the first time. The Memorandum of Understanding that was reached between ourselves and our mind. This Memorandum of Understanding is in the histones and nuclear histones of our genes.
Is she eating a piece of apple first?
All you have to
And
do
then the sandwich? Yeah,
is
apple.
be on the same wavelength.
Apples in there.
Please mute your
Eat a piece
phone.
of
nuclear histones,
Please mute your
Yeah.
and they
device.
will be
No water's in it.
the Memorandum of Understanding.
Will you please mute your device? We can hear your conversation.
Here.
You want to go get a water?
There's water right there. I'm giving it, passing.
Please
I took
mute
everything
your
from over.
device.
I have it on my arm,
Oh, I didn't see.
on my shoulder.
What do you want?
Understanding to your memory, and then produce neuropeptides, and the Memorandum of Understanding will be made available to you. This was what I did, and I had a better understanding of what our cells did, what compelled them to produce the mind. It is our cells that produce the mind.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters, with Abdul Shaheed, your host of Optimal Health on AM 360, your certified scientific health coach. Welcome back. We were sharing a video of Dr. Maxwell Nordy explaining why he invented symptometry, because of the vacuum that allopathic medicine and all of the other alternative medicine left, because they're symptom treatment practitioners. They only focus on the symptom, and they do not go to the source of the person's disease. Every disease has a source, something caused it, that's cause and effect in the universe. We all know this. It is not something that's surprising to us. That's cause, that's an effect. Something produced the disease. So sometimes it goes to the source, remove it, and nourish the cell, give them, and the cell will do what needs to be done once you get them to get circulation of oxygenated blood. Automation will kick in, and the cell will do their job to restore health and normalcy. This is how it's done, brothers and sisters. The Almighty created us like that, like He created the universe on that same pattern. Normacy, not abnormalcy. Man created abnormalcy from the mistakes that we make. We have to keep things in compliance. That's why we have to comply with the natural laws, the rules of health, and the natural order, and the spiritual laws. We have to be in compliance with them, whether we know them or not. There's the consequences if we violate them. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to share with us, unless somebody have a question or comment. We're going to share some information on longevity. The formula for longevity has been hidden in plain sight. We're going to share this formula with us. And those people who want to get it, all you have to do is give me a call and take the countermeasure that you need to take to get your health back. And we've been doing all this talking all of this time for years now, but still people fail to take countermeasures to do something about their own problem. They think allopathic medicine is going to reverse their symptom. Symptom is not a disease. It's communication that our cells are doing to get your attention. That's what a symptom is. It's a source of communication. It's a language, a coded language that our cells speak to you to get your attention to do something. And if you don't do it, well, premature death. The Almighty do not want us to die. He don't want us sick. He wants us healthy and alive to carry out his mission that he placed on each and every one of us. We have not completed the mission. We have not. We haven't lived long enough. We haven't learned enough. We have not passed enough tests. We got more tests to pass. We all know this. So within our short time on this planet, it's not enough. And then we die prematurely. We know the Almighty is in charge of everything, but he gave us a brain, brothers and sisters, to think. And that's what we have to use it for. Now we have the science that can help us to explain what's going on, to help us, to aid us. So longevity formula hidden in plain sight. Are we supposed to die young or prematurely? No. It takes time for us to pass the test, to go through the test, and to learn from the test, to correct our mistakes, our parent mistakes, our grandparent mistakes. Now it's on us to do just that. And we need our brain functioning properly. Therefore, we must cure every disease or prevent them. If not, whatever disease we have is going to eventually become a mental illness. And we'll lose the ability to take care of ourselves. Someone else will have the power of attorney over us. Just stick around and you will come to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So we're not supposed to die prematurely. No. We are supposed to live far beyond human understanding, well into the 150 plus, brothers and sisters. This is how the Almighty created us to be able to do it. And if we don't do it, it is because of our own ignorance. The Almighty placed everything in the ecosystem for us to continue to live, to reverse all of our diseases and our symptoms, to put things back to normalcy. And he hid them in plain sight, brothers and sisters. The Creator gave us a brain and a spinal cord to help us to stay healthy by discovering and complying with all of the natural law and the spiritual laws, thereby achieving its objective, the creative objective. He has an objective in creating us, brothers and sisters. But we need to sustain a healthy longevity. That's what we have to do. That's our responsibility to do it. We were created for life on this planet. And the Almighty placed everything here first before he placed us here. We were created in the Creator's own image. Some people have said that. Some people have said that the Almighty created us in his own image as energy granule called atoms. Since our cells have DNA and atom don't, and DNA and its phosphorus group are acidic, brother and sister, and no one have brought this to our attention before now. I'm bringing it to your attention. We are acidic. Human can continue to live with that acidity for several decades past the century mark. But unfortunately, most people can't live that long. Why is that? Why most people can't live that long? Here's why, brothers and sisters. Listen to me carefully. They allow physicians, herbalists, naturopathic to treat them. That's why. And they treat them with pharmaceutical or with herbs that will cause more problems for them. And when this happens, the brain calcifies. You won't be able to make excellent choices for yourself because all symptom treatment providers know little about how to ensure oxygenated circulation to reach every cell, including the brain. They don't know how to do it, brother and sister. They use herbs, they use pharmaceutical, and it will never enable circulated oxygenated blood to reach the brain. Your brain will become calcified for the lack of oxygen. What can you do? And then microbes will come and feed on your brain, shrinking it in size. And I'm telling you what happened to people. And I'm sharing with you what happens. They allow physicians, herbalists, and naturopaths to treat them. And it's going to be over after that. Your brain going to become calcified. Circulation of oxygenated blood will cease to exist. There cannot be any emptiness in our brain. If oxygen is not present, calcification must take the place of it. How are you going to make excellent choices and decisions for yourself? Not going to happen. Brothers and sisters, the significance of our brain, we take it lightly because the other people are not teaching us. And we think they're going to tell us everything. We think they're going to save us. No. We have to save ourselves. And we all know it. Nobody's coming. Let's face it. Because if they were coming, they would have been here already. Because Lord knows we needed saving. But nobody is coming. We have to figure this out. And since time we have figured it out, brothers and sisters, it's based on the health of our brain so we can use it for thinking, strategizing, and solving our own problems. Nobody can solve them for us. But you can't do it without a healthy brain. It is a healthy brain that produces a healthy mind to make excellent choices. You can argue with it all you want, but it's not going to change anything. Every endeavor we engage in, we first must consider the health of our brain. Anything else is just a futility in failure. And try again. We're just repeating the past, brothers and sisters, and that's what's going to continue. That's the life of the human being, a continuation of the past in their present body until they break from the past. How do you break from the past? Knowledge. That's how you do it. And it's undeniable. The purpose of many brain cells is to use peptide, the digested protein, brothers and sisters, to produce neuropeptide, neurotransmitters, which help us navigate this toxic and hostile planet by directing the production of hormones, antibodies, and blood components, such as white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets, hemoglobin. Our cells do all of these. No man knows how to do it. Our cells have atomic intelligence. They can do everything if we protect them and give them what they need. Peptide also help produce motor neurons for mobility. If the person is paralyzed, it is because they're not producing motor neurons. They don't need surgery. They need to produce more motor neurons for movement. Sensory neurons and nerve for hearing, for seeing, for smelling, for feeling, and for tasting. Sensory neurons. If you don't produce enough of them, you won't be able to see, won't be able to smell, won't be able to taste, and you get the picture. You get the picture. And we must produce interneurons to produce ideas, new concepts, memory, communication tools, principles, and the knowledge microbes as the original inhabitant of this planet. Microbes. They're in charge. They determine who lives and dies. This is what these are the tools that the Almighty have used from the beginning of time. They are the first occupiers of this planet. Micro, things you cannot even see. And we have a therapeutic that can manage them now. We call for symptometry. We have the ability to kill every microbe that enters our body, leaving toxins in their waste behind. We know how to prevent the growth factors so they don't be gravitated to us, so they'll leave us alone. We don't have to worry about taking a vaccine. We know have the growth factor of the microbes inside of you and a nice warm place waiting for them. They will not even bother you. They'll bother somebody else who don't know. And I'm telling you the truth, brother and sister. Microbes, the first occupants of planet Earth, determine how long other people stay here. You have to master them. They are determined that we maintain the compliance of the natural law and spiritual laws. And when we in violation, they're waiting to take retribution. This is how it's done, brother and sister. Believe it or not. We have the mouth and the gut microbes. They produce enzymes, countless other proteins to help us to defy the odds. Don't throw in the towel too soon. We can defy the odds, brother and sister. This is how we are created to do it. We can keep living and keep living and keep living as long as we focus on the needs of ourselves. Unfortunately, the physician kills these microbes with antibiotics that contain preservatives. What a shame. The significance of our spine, our brain and our spine working together. Our brain and our spine, brothers and sisters. The spine represents the support. That letter, Aleph, represents the spine of the human being. The support of the human being. Allah has put all of the truth in plain sight, brother and sister. But we be looking in the wrong places for it. The spine serves two purposes. Number one, to channel light and sound signal harness globally, to harness light and sound globally to our mind through our central and peripheral nervous system. Number two, to remain the channel through which nerve signals are transmitted from head to toes and from the toes back to the head. They transmit signals 24/7. Absolutely amazing. But how many of us are keeping our spine clean? Our cerebral spinal fluid clean. Nobody ever told us anything about the cerebral spinal fluid. That is our responsibility to maintain it and keep it clean. Most of us had never heard of the cerebral spinal fluid that circulate in every part of our brain and back and forth through our spinal cord. 99.9% water with electrolytes, all of them. It's our responsibility to keep it clean, brothers and sisters. Absolutely amazing. The person who downplays the significance of their intuition will have a short life. Always follow your first thought. It's a blessing from the Creator. If you don't do it, no matter what, you're going to have a problem. We're always doubting ourselves. That is the purpose of our spinal cord, brother, to enhance and sister, to enhance our intuition. We're always receiving signals globally, protecting ourselves that created us. So there's a natural cleansing law. We have to keep our cells clean. That's a law, natural law. If we don't do it, who's going to do it for you? That will be the reason why you will be sick. According to the natural cleansing law, we are fully responsible for removing, number one, garbage, junk, sedimentary sludge from all of our intercellular spaces, including those in our spine. Number two, hindrance in our blood so that signal can be transmitted and received uninterrupted by our cells. And number three, pressure cleaning our cell plasma membrane that I showed you earlier. This habit allows enzyme our cell produce to destroy poison, toxin, and other harmful substance as they patrol our blood. See, the Almighty created us with perfection, brothers and sisters. It is we who do not understand how it functions and how to protect ourselves and give them what they need. First of all, we must keep them clean. They cannot function with sedimentary sludge, with garbage, concretion, poison, toxic, cluttering their plasma membrane. Because we don't know anything, and no one is teaching us. But one place, the American School of Symptometry. And we can't make that paradigm shift because we've been taught in a certain way. We can't make the shift to correct our mistakes. Therefore, correcting our parent mistake so we don't be stuck where they were stuck. So we can make progress and move forward. Carrying out our full responsibility to make this world a better place. You can't do it without your brain and your spine. Absolutely amazing. Are people aware of the natural laws? No, they are not. Does the school teach people about the natural laws? No, except symptometry. American School of Symptometry, only one. Absolutely amazing. Brothers and sisters, we have to remove the rubbish, the sedimentary sludge, the growth factor for the microbes, the flukes, for the worms that will enter our body. We have to remove all of those things so we can function as a human being. There's viruses, airborne viruses, foodborne viruses, waterborne viruses. How can you protect yourself? You have to get smarter than them. Bacteria, protozoa, fungus, microbes, all these things that will enter our body. How would we eliminate them, brothers and sisters? We have a therapeutic called the cleansing citrus turango. It is comprised of 7 compounds. And sometimes you have found all of them in one place. They were here from the very beginning, brothers and sisters. The Almighty placed them here and hid them in plain sight. Now sometimes we have discovered them. So we can take countermeasure to protect ourselves on this toxic, predatory, and adversary planet. If you want to know more about them, we're going to share our information right about now. And we're going to prepare to make our exit. This is our information right here. Abdul Shaheed, my wife, Shafiqa Shaheed. We're both certified symptometry health coach. And I'm also an instructor at the American School of Symptometry. I am the instructor for Symptometry 101, the foundational courses at the American School of Symptometry. You see my email address, ashaheed2@gmail.com. Phone number, cell number, 470-755-6506. I recommend that you contact me. This is something that you can do every day to take countermeasure for living on this toxic, predatory, and adversary planet called Earth. And it's so simple and amazing, but if you don't have the knowledge, that would be your problem. But now we can solve that problem because sometimes we have discovered something that we can do every day to countermeasure, to take countermeasure from having to live on a toxic, predatory, and adversary planet to protect ourselves, to protect our blood, to remove garbage from the peristernum, that tissue that covers our bones, and everything beneath it, adjacent to it, will be affected if it's garbage present there. To remove garbage from the non-epithelium that lines every organ and every tissue. And when garbage is there, the organ will have a problem. The simple thing to do is to remove the garbage, and the cell will restore normalcy. Absolutely amazing what this Symptometry citrus turango can do. It consists of 7 different compounds to do so many different things so we can get our health back, brothers and sisters. We mentioned particulates, people with chronic diseases. Still people don't use them. Still people, not enough people. They're dying and suffering from their disease when they don't have to be doing that. So brothers and sisters, we're flat out of time. Time go by so fast. Even when you by yourself and no guests, time still passes fast. So brothers and sisters, there's a program coming on our heel. Please stick around for Imam Abdul Aziz. He's the host of the next program, Mali Ali Kule High, from Masjid Atom, and their motto is, we are together under any and all circumstances. So brothers and sisters, please join us next Monday. We have an excellent topic of discussion, and we're going to address more of what you need to hear to get your health back. Please join us and share our link, share our program with others, so we can continue to learn what we need to learn so we can maintain and get our health back. We thank you so very much for joining us today here on Optimal Health on AM 360. Thank you so very much. We greet everyone with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you.